Welcome to Full 18, episode 12. I can't believe we are already at episode 12 and we are from Eaton Golf Course today in Chester. This is a wonderful golf course, really good. Played this on the Holben tour, so it's a competition play today. So here's the front nine scorecard, what we are playing with. Some hefty yardages there. And the back nine is very similar. So 32-14 out, par 36 in, So today, full 18, we need to play to our 10 handicap. That's how many shots. Obviously, the aim of full 18 is to go around the UK, playing golf courses to play to my handicap.
A relatively straightforward opener. Drive down the left-hand side of the fairway. Otherwise, the camber will push you into the rough or the bunkers on the right. The green slopes away from you, so the second shot is hard to hold. Beware of the stream at the rear.
So starting on the first, obviously, and I've lost my golf swing. This is going to be a thing for the first few holes. I'm not sure what was going on with this, but yeah, I think I was just too fast. So I've got a 6-iron out and just tried to push it down the fairway, punching it to leave myself with a little sand wedge from about 100 yards. So let's see how I get on. Coming out the rough. Gonna just sort of pull it, and it's gonna be on the fringe on the left side of the green. Be nice to get this up and down because we haven't played this hole very well, and to come out of it with a bogey would be pretty much Houdini-ish. Not a bad putt, but well, it's not a great putt. So here we go. Can I make the bogey? Yeah, decent putt and a bogey to start. Onto the second hole we go.
A deceptive hole, the fairway narrows the further you hit it. The two-tier green is well protected by two bunkers. Beware going over the green if the pin is on the back tier.
So as you saw from the flyover, 370 yards, nice hole, all uphill really. I've done it again though, it's just coming out, I don't know what's happened, but yeah, couldn't get my driver going, and then I just couldn't get my 3-wood going either. Look at this, just coming out the right side of the club, not good. And then, see how I can do with this. That's not good neither. Everything just seems too quick at the minute. So there's people looking behind going, who is this sort of shanker or chancer? But I didn't... I was going to just stop recording on this, but I persevered. And I'm going to make a 6, so... Still to make a bogey and a double bogey when absolutely stinking the course out isn't bad at all. Let's go to 3.
With out of bounds all the way down the left and a pond on the right, the drive is very important on this tough par 4. The severely undulating green can be as much as 3 clubs different in length, and keeping the ball below the hole is always a good idea.
So tricky hole is 414 yards, so a long one, and there is some water on the right here, and a bunker as well. I actually hit this reasonably, I mean it wasn't great, but yeah, again, a toppy, fast swing. I'm just trying to get my I'm trying to flow, and I'm not sure, I mean it's just so hard to figure out what's going wrong here. But yeah, I'm just trying to hit this smooth. I hit a really nice shot that's unfortunately going to sort of double cross, and it's going to find almost the hedge. Not in the hedge, but a tricky shot. Let's see if I can get... Oh, come on. Stabbed it. And it's going to land on the green and leave me with a putt. So this is for a bogey. If I don't get this in, I've used half of my shots to complete this full 18 episode. So 5 over through 3. That means we really need to only drop 4 shots to beat my handicap on this episode. On to 4 we go.
The first and perhaps the most difficult par 3, it's all about being below the hole. Not easy when the pin is tucked in behind the bunker.
Hole 4 and par 3, the first par 3 of the day. 160 yards, 166 for sake of arguments. And I've hit a reasonable 6-iron. That it was the best contact of the day. I'm just going to be unlucky. It's just going to come up short of the green. I'm playing with a few really good friends today, particularly Andy Noon. In Holben Golf. Here it is, the putt. Could do with just getting this up and down. Oof. Wow, the greens are so undulating and fast here. I mean, I can't recommend Eaton enough. The greens are superb. Best we've played on. Oh dear, slim. And it's 6 over.
This hole again features out of bounds on the left with 2 bunkers at driving distance on the right. Get up alongside the second bunker and you have a decision to make. Try and clear the pond to the front of the saddle green or lay up. When playing to the green, distance control is vital to set up a 1-putt chance.
First par 5 of the day comes at the 5th. Obviously from the flyover you've seen there's bunkers, there's water. Probably the best drive of the day. Going to hit it down the right, but I'm going to be under a tree again. So contact is obviously getting better today, and I can feel that I'm getting better. I'm practicing a few swings. 6-iron this was. Didn't have a 5 in my bag, but a 5 just wouldn't have got the height that I wanted. So 6-iron down there to leave myself in with decent shot into the green. Got water on the left, obviously. I'm going to be to the left side of the green. This is one course you can't short-sight yourself, and I've short-sighted myself quite a bit already, but you can see from this you have to get the 60-degree wedge out and try and flop it as much as you can. Onto the fringe, about a yard from being absolutely perfect. Putting on the fringe here, a really good putt. Oh, that's just so unfair. 2 decent shots there, and it doesn't look like we're going to get a par today, does it? It just looks... Oh, no. So, on to 6 we go. 1, 3, 4...
The longest par 3 at 203 yards requires a long and straight tee shot over the pond to what is perhaps the flattest green on the course.
So on to the 6th hole, and already we're 7 over when we are desperate for pars. And this would be a good par hole to get 178 yards. Obviously a pond on this hole. And again, I've short-sighted myself down the left. Now, we were looking for this ball for quite a long time. Me and Andy's ball were right next to one another. And both of us actually played really good shots. And both ending in reasonably the same position, really. We're going to get on the green and we're going to be putting for a par. It'd be lovely to make this. It really would be lovely to make this putt. Because our shots are getting proper near the bone. Oh. So there we have it. 8 over through 6.
The first of Eaton's short yet tricky par 4s. An oak tree and a bunker on the left and a pond on the right will punish those who take it on. A long iron off the tee leaves a wedge to a 2-tier green, protected to the left and rear by out of bounds. Long hitters may attempt to drive the green, and a great shot may be rewarded with a putt for eagle. But beware, get it wrong and you'll run up a big score.
Right, Slim, this is where the comeback needs to happen. You're 8 over through 7. This is a reasonable hole if you can get one away. This green is horrendously undulating, but I've got one away here, so we're going to have a wedge in. Don't know what Andy was doing there. But here we go. Wedge into the green. Sort of a front to back Mackenzie, this green. And I've hit it. Okay. Gonna roll back to the front though. Again, trying to find a swing. Today has not been easy. You get those days on the golf course where you just can't find it. Tough putt now to try and get it in the bin lid. Be nice to. Not a bad one. So we have a putt for a par. Probably the shortest putt we've had for a par. Although the one back on 4 was quite short. Be nice to make this. And we've got a par. Wow. On to hole 8.
Very much in the range in 2 for the longer hitters, this slightly dog-legged par 5 requires a drawing tee shot to get round the oak tree and between the bunkers. Anything offline can be blocked out by 2 further oak trees. The green is offset and requires a faded shot to make the target.
So, scorecard says this is the easiest hole in the golf course. And personally, I don't think it is. I think it is a tricky par 5. You have got to get it away properly, obviously, and, hit it down there correctly. I mean, it probably is one of the easiest, but I wouldn't call it the easiest hole. Here's the second shot, sort of about still 280 out, and I've hit it down the left, and I thought I might have been out of bounds here, but I'm going to be in the trees, luckily, and I'm not sure what to do with the next shot. You'll see in a minute. We've got the bunkers here. I took an 8 iron out and I just tried to bump it, knowing that if I did find the bunker on the right, the worst that's going to happen is a bogey. So yeah, let's see how I can get on. Coming out the bunker now, got my trusty sand wedge. Oh, not great at all. Now, I gave myself a talking to here. I said to myself, this is where it needs to start. You need to pull your finger out. And I sort of examined is not the word, but looked over the putt deeply into this to get this line. And yeah, fired it, and the rest is history. Back-to-back pars. Could we be on to something? On to hole 9, and it's a beast.
The longest par 4 on the course is generally played downwind and has a generous fairway. Try not to be blocked out by the oak tree on the right. A good drive still leaves a long shot to a generous green, although the longest hitters may elect not to hit driver since the fairway at 300 yards is only a few yards wide.
.429 yards, all uphill, and a lot of the time it's into wind. It's an absolute beast of a hole. I think it's stroking X3 as well. It's not even the hardest hole on the golf course. But yeah, decent drive. I'm sort of cooking now. I'm hitting the decent shots. It could be a little bit too late, but still got a bat 9 to go after this. So let's be positive. Let's try and get something out of this round. So the leader in the clubhouse, I think, at this point was sort of like 32, 33. This course was playing extremely difficult today. And I chased it up there with the 3-wood. I'm going to just be over the green. Needing to sort of hit a wedge onto here. Very fluffy, the rough today. Honestly, the greenkeepers are doing an immaculate job here. I know Craig from the past. I think he's deputy now. Deputy greenkeeper. Superb. Honestly, the greens are running so fast, true, with the undulations. Everything was in pristine condition, and we had such a warm welcome, us Holbeners today. Check out Holben Golf Tour as well. Hole 10.
The drive on this hole needs to be straight down the middle, as 2 oak trees at 260 yards will block any offline shot to the green. Another offset and steeply sloping green, which is hard to hold.
So hole 10, and the big obstacle is the tree in the middle of the fairway. So you sort of want to be down the right, but I've gone down the left. I've probably got a little bit of space to work with though, so I'm 9 over to the first 9. I've got my 9-wood out here. Again, no, a very undulating green, and that's what you find with Eaton. Probably more so on the back 9, but I played a corker here, and I'm going to be on the front edge of the green. But you'll see in a minute how much this slopes. It is incredible. And these greens, like I said, are so fast today that a lot of these greens I wouldn't say unplayable, but you've got to really be on your game. And you can see Colin there in the background just saying it's just going to the left, and I've literally degreened it. So from here comes a bit of a disaster. So that's obviously my second putt, and I'm putting now for bogey for a 3-putt. This is what I mean by the green's just so tricky. This pin position was so tricky at the back of the green. Wow, it's going to be a 4-putt. And from putting for birdie, we are a double bogey. Wow. Hole 18, it's hole 11.
A straightforward tee shot to a deceptive green, which slopes slightly from right to left. The mounds to the right-hand side of the green can make chipping difficult to judge.
Hole 11, straight back into wind at 170 yards. I've got my trusty 9-wood out, 11 over through 10. So I need the pars to start coming. A bit of a dip before the green here, and I found it. But we're going to be putting for a birdie. Be nice to get a birdie too at Holben Golf, because you win quite a lot of golf balls. Right to left. Good putt, I would say. I'm putting for a par. Be nice to make this one. Nice par. 11 over through 11. Bogey golf at the minute. And on to 12.
Eaton's signature hole. Course designer Donald Steele asked himself where would be the best place to play the second shot from to this well-protected green. Then he placed a bunker there. Anything left is blocked out. A stream runs right across the front of the steeply sloping back-to-front green, which means the longest hitters will not hit a driver. Get above the pin in summer, and 3-putting is a likely return.
Hole 12 is probably my favourite hole on the golf course. You hit it down there and then you play to sort of a green that's very undulating over sort of a, I want to call it a ditch, but it's not really a ditch. It's more, I don't know what the word is, but you've got a tree there. I would call it a ditch probably, yeah. So I was just going in with a wedge and hit a nice shot to the centre of the green. Very undulating. You'll see in a minute. These greens, I mean, you have to play this golf course quite a few times to sort of master them, I would say. Luckily, I'm a member of Wayfind Pin Apart, so their greens are very undulating, so you sort of can work a lot of the slopes out. So I suppose I did have a sort of an advantage. But a decent putt. It's going to be a par. Back-to-back pars again. On to hole 13.
The last of the short par 4s. Do you play a long iron to land between the bunkers and stream, or do you try and blast it over the bunkers? Either way, it leaves a relatively short uphill shot to a green which can be hard to hold, and where you invariably can't see the bottom of the pin.
Again, a great hole 13 is you sort of play down to a fairway and then you play up to a green. I sort of was surprising myself after how bad I started, how well I was actually hitting the ball from now on sort of thing. I hit a really good drive And at 342, I was literally going in with a driver sand wedge, which the second is uphill. So for me, that is quite, yeah, I was getting some distance out of my shots this day. On the front edge, I would so love to get 3 pars in a row and get some sort of normality back into this round. Let's see what I can do. Not a bad putt. A little bit of a tricky putt. Be nice to get this. Nice. 11 over through 13 and on to 14.
The longest hole on the course played back into the prevailing wind. The sensible shot is to lay up short of the stream before taking on the second shot. The brave long hitter will take on the left-hand corner of the dogleg off the tee and should be rewarded with a second shot in range. However, beware the out of bounds on the left-hand side. The green at over 40 yards long has 3 gently sloping tiers.
So another par 5, you're playing down to the fairway. There is a ditch that if you go right, you can sort of be in a bit of trouble. I have gone right, but luckily I'm short of the ditch. That was one of my bad ones. Now I've got a 3-wood, playing it back in my stance. Oh, bit of a Tiger the artist shot there. Through the gap of the trees to get it up there. I must say this, I've said it before, but the condition of this and the definition of this golf course, I came away just thinking, should I actually join this place? This is just absolutely awesome. Great practice facilities as well, and the clubhouse just made us feel so welcome. It was lovely. Oh, great putt. That was a birdie. But look, this is what I mean. You think you might have had it, and then you've got so much work to tidy up for your par. With so much undulations again. So let's see if we're going to make it. Oh, wow. Wow. So the leader in the clubhouse at this point was like 34, and there was like 50 players.
A tough driving hole between an oak tree and a copse. The second shot, generally played from a slight downhill lie over a stream to a wicket green, isn't any easier, although the skilled long hitter will feel this as a definite birdie chance.
Another great hole on this fantastic layout at Eaton, 15. You basically hit it down there, and then you have got a really good shot in, to be honest, because there is a ditch there running in front of the green. I still had about a 6 iron in here. I'm sort of like proper over it, getting a bit worried about it, that I've pulled the living daylights out of it. And I'm going to be down the left side of the green, and you've short-sighted yourself here. Look at the slope on this green coming up. This probably was a chip, but I was thinking if I chip it, it's going to just come back to my feet, literally down. So sort of start it like 20 foot left. And just look how fast the green is. Look how undulating it is. The greenkeepers were just laughing their heads off me. I was just laughing at them as well. So here we go, par putt. Knocking in for a bogey, Slim. Yeah, and on to 16.
The last par 5 and arguably the toughest. The rough on the left will swallow any ball. The fairway narrows between a pond and an oak tree for the second shot. The green itself slopes severely from right to left and is protected by 2 bunkers and a stream, meaning a fade into the green is a good shot choice for a right-hander.
Another par 5. This one is a good one. It's pretty blind until you get to the top of the hill from about 150 out. So I've just played it down the right. I'm going to be short of the bunker. I don't think there is a bad hole on Eaton. I think it's a fantastic golf course. One of the best in the area. 3 wood down there. I was so hoping this didn't go into the trees, and luckily it didn't. Just misjudged this. This was 135 into wind. I got my 8 iron out, but I was just hitting it so pure. Now, from what we started with to this, it's just night and day. And I'm going to go over the back into the jungle. I had to take my cap off here because it's just like, wow, wild thing. Get it out. Here we go. Putt for par. Oh, another bogey. So 4 over our handicap. It doesn't look like we are going to be completing this round of full 18, but I'm still quite up there in the top 10. This isn't playing easy.
A relatively straightforward par 3, played to a 2-tier green.
So at this point there hadn't been any birdie 2s on the whole golf course, so there would be a massive amount of golf balls to be won. There also wasn't much nearest the pin here neither. And Andy is going to get closest to the pin here, and he's going to knock it in. So he's going to win about 30 Pro V1 golf balls, and he's going to win a £25 voucher off the Tee Golfwear. That you need to check them out because they're amazing. Paul will do anything for you. He's a proper man, gentleman. So check off the Tee Golfwear out as well. On to this to try and make the par. Hit a decent chip. Oh god. 5 over my handicap, but still sort of in the top 10. 35 is leading.
The toughest hole on the course means you can't relax. Use your yardage book to determine if the guidepost is your correct driving line. A pond on the inside of this left to right dogleg catches many tee shots. Having negotiated the pond, there is still a long second to a very long, narrow green. Guarded by 2 oak trees either side, a par is cherished here.
Hole 18, and yeah, it's a strong par 4. This one, dogleg to the right, decent drive up there, and then just try and get it as far up there as you can. So I went 9 wood here. I didn't want to go too far because the clubhouse isn't far off the back of the screen. Just sort of pulled it down the left. So obviously we're not going to complete this full 18. We are going to complete it, but we're not going to pass the objective, which is to play to my handicap or beat it. So it's one of them that I'm going to fail, but there are other days, and we will come and revisit this golf course, and we will try and conquer it in the new series of returning to full 18. So on to the par putt. Okay putt. Let's try and finish off. And yeah, that is a round of 16 over and an 88. I mean, I'm not overly impressed by it, but in all honesty, it was so tricky out there that still was in the top 15, maybe even the top 10. No one broke par that day out of 50 odd golfers, so sometimes you just have to realise that the PCC or the Standard Scratch isn't easy, and yeah, sometimes these full 18s are going to be harder to complete than other full 18s. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. Comment if you like the video, like it, ring the bell, whatever you have to do. And yeah, thank you for watching. Episode 13 will be on the way soon. That is in Teesside Golf Course up north. And we have so many other episodes, Southport and Ainsdale, Reddish Vale, where we started Caldy because we've had open qualifying recently. We've done a couple of them open qualifying venues. So yeah, check us out, subscribe, and thank you as always for your support.